Alright, hello. I'm not sure if I'm recording this for YouTube or not. I don't know if I'm going to post it, but all I'm going to do here basically is break down this email, not in terms of email marketing, but let me give you the situation. So imagine you're pitching someone, right? You have a service, you either do like ads, you're a creative strategist, you're an email marketer, you provide some sort of done for you service, right? Which means that you can, in your sales process, the first call, you can get access to their things, analyze the data, obviously get to know them a bit more on that first call, and then come back to them on the second call, and actually that's where the sale was made. Anyway, that's a part of the sales process. Currently, right now, I'll give you the situation. We have booked our first sales call within 7 days of starting this email marketing agency. So what we're going to do is, because the guy could not book in for, I think, he couldn't do the first 3 days. So I think Zach called him on Thursday, and we've got the call next week, Monday or Tuesday. The guy could not do any earlier, which is fine. Like, it's the first call, who cares? It's fine. We need to now increase our show rate. We need to make sure the guy shows up. So what we're going to do is, I have redesigned his email, but we're going to take it a step further. We are going to educate him and give him value. Okay, so this is all I'm doing right now. So when I analyze this email just live, I'm not going to be educating you. I'm just going to be doing this live. I'm going to be doing it in terms of like how this is going to be sold as. So this video will not be sent to that person. This is for Zach, but I'm recording this as a YouTube video just because it's part of the documentation of what I'm doing. Cool. So this email here is the email that I got when I signed up for their list on their pop-up form, which was not good. I need to log into a different Google account and go on their pop-up form, but that's another thing. This is the email that I got. There was a 5% discount, and it got sent here. So if we take a look at this email, number one, it's boring. Number two, it is there's no focal point. There's no focal point for me to actually focus on. Like, this is annoying. I wouldn't even want the fucking discount. Okay? The reason why people are going to open this email in the first place is because they have signed up for a 5% discount on whatever they was going to order. So we need to make that clear. Anything else is noise, okay? This is great because you might think that, oh, like if they scroll in the email, they might, shop these. No, they're on your website. They just went to that. Imagine the actual situation. They found your website off Google. I'm not sure what they specifically do for ads on how to actually get traffic to their website, but let's say they found them. It probably isn't from content because I don't think they actually have it's not from content. Okay. So they've gone on their website and this pop-up comes up. This is 5% off, and they put their email in, waiting for this 5% email. All they need is the code. That's literally all they need. But the worst thing about this is the fact that it's a long code. Okay? Now, why does that matter? Because you could say, oh, you can just copy and paste this. But we're selling to a broad market here. We're selling to people with cars. That could range anyone my age all the way up to fucking 70. Okay? And if a 70-year-old doesn't know how to copy and paste, okay, they need to be able to write the code in really, really easily. So the first two things there, there we go, is long, what's the word for it? I'm just gonna say annoying. Annoying code, but the reason for that is because creates friction as the market is older, or can be older, might not wanna go through, or it just creates friction. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm not saying it's crazy, but that's just the first thing there. The second thing is, there's no hierarchy. There isn't. The buttons are the same size as this. This literally looks the same size as this, and then we've got this shit here, which is distracting, because when you open an email, you probably will see, if I can outline it, you will see like that, which means, if I turn the percentage down, you'll see this, which is distracting. Not saying that they're going to go scroll and do it, but anything in your site other than this is distracting. So we can say that this is a distraction. Cool. like, and not in terms of email marketing basis. This is how you're going to analyze them. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to actually break it down in what you actually know. Okay. Cool. Perfect. And after you do this, so this is the first part of the process, I've now redesigned their email, okay? All I have done here is literally just made the main thing the focus, okay? Forget the design. The main thing here is that this is big, 5% off with the code, okay? Car parts 5. Like, I could make this even clearer by just, if I added a, how would I do this? I think it's somewhere over here, is it? There we go. Car parts 5. Simple. You could make that code even simpler. Parts 5. Everyone knows how to use the letters on the keyboard. Everyone knows how to use the numbers. Okay? Perfect. Redeem now. Big button. This was the problem with their email and their kind of branding for their emails. You'll see a couple emails here that I'm redesigning. It's just off brand. It's annoying to look at. Okay? We want to make this visually attractive to look at. Not because it's going to give them dopamine and make them feel good that you sent them an email. Like, who cares, right? They just want their car parts. But if the email is nice, it just creates a better experience for the customer. Okay? So the first thing here is focused attention on the thing that they clicked for. Perfect. Easy to copy code using the branding colors to make the CTA clear. After this, we have this little image here, but it's not directing them anywhere. I don't want them to go there. That's why it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a separation to hit. Because if they do want to scroll, then they will get the welcome, okay? I think a lot of brands that I've kind of analyzed in the past couple days, these are just designs, but I've analyzed some other brands, think that they need to do things a specific way when you need to realize that a welcome email sometimes does not welcome them. It really doesn't not need to, because let's say it is the pop-up form that they sign up into, just says welcome, sign up into our list. The offerers will like just be part of the kind of community, etc., etc. Then that's fine. Like, they are entering your email ecosystem, some jargon there, but the reason why they're entering is because they want to be part of it. This is not the case here. The reason why they're entering is because they want their fucking 5% discount. But if they scroll, they get a nice welcome. And once again, another clear CTA. Okay? The other thing here was, in terms of distractions, last thing in terms of analyzing this email is that CTA here, redeem now, shop now, here. Once again, distraction. Distraction plus why that color. Again, it's not that deep, but this is so much easier. I'm just going into like the technicalities, but the really, really small details add up, and that's how you get an email like this. Cool. So now that I have analyzed the email, what am I going to do with this? Okay. Well, I'm not the one in the sales call, but the reason I'm making this video is to analyze it, send it over to Zach. What is Zach going to now do with this? Well, Zach is going to make a video, not about this. This is the last thing that Zach will speak about. I'll give you a little framework here, okay? Whenever you are selling something, whenever you are pitching something, you want to do it in this way, okay? You want to go why, how, what. The what is exactly these comments. No one cares that I have... The client that we're trying to sign, no one cares... I'm getting a bit too passionate now. I'm losing my words. The client does not care about the technicalities, okay? The technicalities just back it up to make you actually seem like you know what you're fucking talking about. So why? When we're pitching them, what we're going to do is start with the why, okay? So that's the first thing that I said. Why? Well, number one, why? Let's, can we make this normal? Yes, perfect. Yeah. Oh, no, that did not work. Let's try again. No, let's just stick with it. Why? Why is that weird? So the why is usually the problem, okay? So before we pitch them, we want to start with this. Right now, your customers are signing up for a discount. Make this a bit smaller. Oh, now we can, I guess it will change. There we go. Perfect. Discount. You're sending them a welcome email that is unclear, which means that the customer journey is, or let's actually use normal English here, that the customer who wants the discount will hit a friction point, which means that basically friction is when, imagine you've got point B, the sale, point A, where they are right now. The more friction you add, the harder it is to get to the sale. You're just adding micro frictions here and they add up over time. So we don't want that to happen. Well, how are we going to fix that? This is the how. We want to give them exactly what they signed up for. Nothing else. Otherwise, we are distracting them / losing a bit of trust. It's like your friend saying, do you want to go to this party? And you're well excited to go to this party. But then you take them to the party. In their mind, they're thinking, oh, it's this party, but you take them to another party. But like, you know what I mean? You just get confused. It's not really what you wanted. Cool. Hence, they are more likely to not check out. Cool. What? This can be backed up in literally like a bullet point. We create emails that help the customer / make the buying experience smoother. Notice how I did not even mention any of the shit that I mentioned here. This is just the base for it. So if you're doing ads, exact same thing. If you're doing copy, exact same thing. If you're doing a YouTube script, exact same thing. And if I go to pitch this now, I will not show them the redesign. How I would do this, Zach's going to make this, and he's going to watch this video. But I would start with, for example, I would start with this. I would say this. I would start with like saying those things and having the email here, showing them the little comments on here, not in terms of no hierarchy, but like, you know, let's say you're sending them welcome email that's unclear. I would say, unclear, takes focus off this, blah, blah. After I've explained that and really like created the problem, showed them the problem here, like, you know, messy buttons, etc. Then I would say, cool, perfect. So what we're going to do is clear this email up. They signed up for this. We're going to make sure that they flow. Then we would show the redesign. Okay, cool. Here is how we have done that. And we will do this with every single email to make sure that the customer journey and the experience of actually buying is so good that they keep getting their discounts. They keep waiting for your emails. Boom. That is how you would pitch something. Very simple. And I used to do this wrong. I used to do it the other way. Okay? And what happens when you do it the other way is, instead of creating the urgency, showing them the real problem, and then showing them the solution, you do it the other way, and now there's no urgency to actually fix the problem. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't make sense in them. But if you start with the problem, for example, let's say you're selling fitness coaching. I think this is one of the easiest examples to do, right? Start with why. Okay, cool. Imagine you're in a sales call. You would start with understanding their problems. Okay, cool. How does that make you feel, knowing that you are not in the best shape of your life right now, when you could be, because you're going to Ibiza? And they will say something like, yeah, it's a bit annoying, blah, blah, and you dig into that. Cool. Why is it annoying? Well, I'll tell you, yeah, when I'm walking around, like, I want to just be able to walk around without being in my head. Okay, cool. How does that make you feel? Blah, 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 blah. They'll tell you, yeah, that does make me feel about shit about myself, and I am in my head and I can't enjoy the experience. Perfect. How are we going to fix that? Well, here we are. Well, solution, get on the diet, blah, blah, blah. What? Here's the coaching program. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Okay? Cool. So this was made for YouTube and Zach as well to kind of look at. But I just wanted to do that mainly to also learn myself, because me doing this by myself, I would just write the notes down, I would send it to Zach, maybe he wouldn't even, properly understand it. You learn more when you teach. So that's why I wanted to make this, and it's part of obviously me documenting and showing what I'm learning. So if you are an email marketer watching this, or someone who provides a service, you understand how we pitch people now. We're going to get them on a 4-figure build out. If you want to know a bit more on how we actually do that and the actual sales process to move people from random person, booked sales call, first payment, and then retainer, so we retain them for a long time, then you can subscribe, because a video will be coming out. You can send me a DM on Instagram. I'm very, very happy to kind of answer all your questions if they're very specific to you. But otherwise, that was the video.